broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yes. There it is. We've got to wait for the drop. Welcome to AfterBuzzTV.com. This is the Louie After Show, Season 5, Episode 6, The Road, Part 1.
Ooh,
because there's a part 2.
Whoa.
I'm your host, Steve Kaufmann. That's at Steve Kaufmann, Kaufmann. If you'd like to tweet at us during the show at all, or at any time while listening to my voice, it's hashtag ABTV Louie, but I am not alone. To my left, we have...
Monis Rose, gentlemen, it's a pleasure to see you.
Always.
I just want to
Always.
say, let's cheers. Man, Jared, Steve.
And next to Monis.
I'm Jared Gilkerson. That's at Gilkerson Radio on Twitter. Another solid episode. Can't wait for next week because that's the one they submitted for Emmys, and I love it. They're back on the road, like an actual I feel like I'm really getting the day in the life of a comedian, traveling comedian.
A traveling comedian who's done it so long that this isn't. Before we do that, if you're listening to my voice on the YouTube live, say stuff in the chat room. I'll be listening.
He has his computer
after
all
the
up,
fact,
ready.
Leave me a comment. We'll share us, like us. Same thing if you're on the SoundCloud, iTunes. 5-star ratings gets our search terms up. Do all that. And now let's get into this episode. This is an awesome episode.
It was an awesome episode. I really enjoyed it. He really is, in a way, he's taking this back to the first season in a way. I mean, on the road, meeting these like quirky characters, these this dilemma. Like this episode in particular did remind me of the first season, especially in the first season. He was in this diner and there were these there would always be these random fans who would come up to him and maybe want too much of his attention, which we get that in this episode when he's in Cincinnati with this limo driver.
Yes.
Right, Jared?
Yeah. He's I love the what's the actor's name again?
Mike is the limo driver. His name is Devin Rattray.
That's right.
Which, by the way,
Buzz.
Buzz
in Home Alone.
from Home Alone, because he got old. No offense, he got old.
Well, people get old. That happens. He looks good though.
He did a great. His character was great. This entire episode, just I mean, we've all met that guy or that girl, and it's just so much just attention and just. I actually thought Louis was going to take it another way. He asked Louis about New York. Before I hit that, though, I love the packing with the
Do we all do that? I
Thursday,
do that.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday sweating.
Yeah.
So you got to add that extra pair.
I pack. First of all, what's most important
Did you pack that shirt? You should wherever you go.
Always.
Okay.
Hey guys, gentlemen, I'm pretty fly. Let me just say that. What up?
He is on fleek, as the kids say. Do the kids say that?
I've heard that once.
I've heard someone
yeah.
someone on Periscope said I was on fleek.
Oh,
And
I think that means like you're.
I had to Google it, but it's positive.
I'll look up the definition.
All right. Anyway, socks, chonies. Those are the number one, number two, or number one, number two. That's what you pack first. I'm just saying, chonies, socks.
Got it.
That's what you do. Always.
I don't pack chonies.
Then what do you pack?
I'm kidding. I just don't call them chonies.
Oh, are you one of those like in Seinfeld? Oh, the only thing that's separating you from me right now is a very thin layer of cotton.
Oh. Well, no, I'm not going to get into that.
Wow.
Okay.
But you never know. That's for the audience to think of. But I just love how he says it out loud. It's like the sweat. Like sweating is a day.
That's just necessary.
There's 8 days in the week, and sweating's one of them. And then, if they didn't go to Cincinnati at all, then they made it look like Cincinnati. I just love how the driver you don't want to talk to, the motel that faces the parking lot, and it's just he's frustrated.
Yeah, and someone's pounding on the door looking for Roger.
Yeah.
Now, he gets this way.
If you're ever asked if Roger's there and you don't know who Roger is,
he's dead.
Roger's dead.
Yeah, we all know it.
That's
By
a
the way,
standard
though,
answer.
He gets this way all because of this airplane ride. First of all, I want to bring this in for the discussion, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Louis sleeping in the aisle on the airplane. He's sound asleep, and yes, I have been on the aisle of an airplane, and
do tell.
I'm just saying,
Fancy.
I'm just saying, gentlemen. Anyway, in this episode, the flight attendant doesn't say, "Oh, excuse me," doesn't even try to wake him up. Just goes with the beverage cart, bang, right in his knee. I mean, that was rude.
And then she said, "Rise and shine."
Rise and shine. That's rude. Yes. Okay. Yes. Obviously, the flight attendant or the rules on the airplane are to keep the aisle clear.
You're really diving deep into this.
What is the FAA regulations?
Yeah, no. I mean, can you have your knee in the aisle? Should we file a complaint?
On flights that I have been on in the aisle, sleeping, because, I want to stretch out. I'm
backed again. He's had aisle seats, everyone. Special man here.
Don't be a hater, gentlemen. Please. No haters in this Louis atmosphere.
He's got a whole page of notes on this one scene. I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen the notes. But that really struck a chord with you.
It did. At least the flight attendants for me had respect and said, "Excuse me, sir. Need to..."
Well, that wouldn't be in a comedy then.
That is true. That's
So
true.
Louis...
Anyway, this has dampened his mood for his entire time in Cincinnati.
And he's in a Motel 86 in Cincinnati.
Love it.
In Cincinnati. There's a lot of ins and senses in that sentence.
Cincinnati.
And 2 hours before the show, 2 hours before he's supposed to go up, Mike, the limo driver, calls him. He's like, I'm outside. Well, is this the place far? He's like, no, the place is like 15 minutes. It's like, well then, okay.
See you in 90 minutes.
Yeah, I'll just be here eating a burger. And he's like, so should I just like wait inside with you? It's like, no, you just do whatever it is you do.
Did you guys ever have a mic like this?
Yeah.
Like think of, because I didn't even at once feel sorry for this guy. Like at the very beginning, I thought Louis was going to take it in a different direction and be like, okay, I'll make this guy's day. And it kind of was funny how he's like telling about how New York and he had to walk for a day. But as soon as, he just turned on and was like, okay, I'm not putting up with this crap anymore. And,
a little bit, like, it's necessary though.
Well,
it strikes me as he's someone who lives his life through other people.
Yeah.
And it's instead of the Bill Burrs and the Louis C.K.
Billy Burrs.
The
I love how he's like on a Billy with him.
on a Billy with a guy named
basis.
Bill.
But Louis took a chance here because he doesn't know who he's talking to. I mean, also, you were just saying, Jared, you thought Louis was going to take this in a different way. Well, also with, the limo driver, he could have acted differently for not getting the result that he wanted from Louis. He could have went a little psycho. I'm just saying he could have.
Yeah.
He could have been that crazy
Could have
fan.
went Buzz on him.
Right, he could have went Buzz. Because like I mentioned prior, in the first season, there was like this diner scene and there was this fan and he kept on saying like to Louis, "Oh, Louis, I'm a fan. And Louis, in a way, gave him the same treatment that he did with the limo driver. Kind of just shut him out. And this crazy fan pulled a gun on him. That could have went this way as well. So you never know.
I wasn't fearing that.
Yeah,
Really?
well, I feel like he was taking a calculated risk. And I feel for Mike, the limo driver's sake, people kind of feel bad for him or generally just want to have a good time in Cincinnati. And he gets to live vicariously through the people who come through Cincinnati. So it's like Louis, who's dealing with his own stuff completely, is almost in that place of, you know what, I don't want to placate what kind of feels like a problem.
Yeah.
And he just kind of comes out and like, dude, I've been on the road so long. Like I don't want to go to the cool spots and eat somewhere. I just want to go back to my room and act like I'm not on the road.
What'd you guys think of the venue? Because it actually looked like it was shot like for a real road gig for him. Like it looked like it wasn't shot for the show.
It looked like a regular venue.
Yeah, it looked cool. I want to know where that was because obviously they shot with Mike in a different spot. He wasn't there. But that looked like they actually shot, like maybe he did go to Cincinnati or Atlanta or whatever, and they shot that looked cool. It just looked, and I love that was cool. I love the contrast from, crappy flight, horrible motel, and then it's like this glitz and glamour moment of doing like a half-hour set somewhere, and then back to this Mike and his crappy crown or town car.
Yeah.
No, but what does that say about? I mean, Louis. I know Louis is now big, but what does that say? Because there's also this understanding to just be grateful. I mean, going back, there was an episode, this is like in season 2, I think, with Louis and Joan Rivers. And Joan Rivers even lectured Louis on just being grateful because Louis was, in a way, this cantankerous curmudgeon in that episode. Complaining.
He's a cynic.
Yeah.
He's a cynic. I mean,
right.
And that's the entertain. I mean, I think there's about 50% of Louis in Louis, the show.
Yeah.
It's just like an embellished version of him, and he's just kind of just going through the motions. You know what I mean? He's going through the motions, and he's a little depressed, and he's a cynic, but that's entertaining.
But I don't know personally the life of a stand-up, but I mean, every stand-up, even the ones who are high and mighty, when they have like a new set or they want to try it out, they have to go on the road. And maybe I've heard that sometimes they go to these towns that are not as popular, say, as Los Angeles or New York.
Sure.
But the Louis that we're seeing in this show isn't that. Like,
No.
I think the Louis that lives in our own world is probably really excited to go to Cincinnati. A, because he's probably selling out and running the tickets, but B, he's probably working on a brand new hour.
Yeah,
So he's excited and energized, whereas the Louis from this show is just like,
This is like, I mean, he's pretty much the Louis that, it's like he's Louis that didn't make it to be Louis. It's like if Louis was stuck as being Louis from 15, 20 years ago. Like, that's what he is in the show. That's what's great about it. Like, it's because that's most comedians. Most comedians don't get TV shows and huge deals. And so, I love it. It's like he's showing you the real life of a comedian.
And I appreciate that. And I think he's still like being appreciative of it, but it gets to a point where it's just like, I don't, like, this isn't an adventure to me.
Yeah.
This is just me going through, like, it's literally just me commuting to my office.
Yeah, he's saying a lot of things that people want to say.
Yeah.
But the real Louis would just not say that to the driver. He would just be quiet in the back seat. But he's finally like, I have a show, so I'm going to say what was on my mind for all those years.
I kind of just feel like I want to go back to my crappy motel.
Yep.
Maybe buy some drugs from Roger, who isn't dead.
That's right.
And move on
talk
with
to
my
his
day.
manager who's
Go
12.
Roger.
Yeah.
Go Roger.
I don't know.
I mean, really.
Was Roger squatting in a motel until
know, but,
Louis booked it?
Probably.
Yeah.
I thought someone was going to be in the motel when he went in. That's
I thought for sure that
I'm
was going to
glad
happen.
Roger lived.
Well, that's not a guarantee.
We have no idea.
Like, 5 minutes later, it could be a
So-
new story.
Louis then flies into Atlanta and runs into a kiosk called Jizzy Buns.
Well, you
Jizzy
missed
Buns.
there was Jizzy Buns and you're right. Yeah, it was Jizzy Buns.
He lands in
Jizzy
Jizzy
Buns.
Buns.
Of all.
I know my
cinnamon
Jizzy
roll-
Buns, guys.
Steve knows his Jizzy Buns.
Wow.
Don't make that mistake.
You know what? All right, cheers, Steve.
Oh my
cheers.
goodness.
I'm just saying. Hey, I support
Jizzy
our-
Buns.
Yes. He goes into
You said it
Jizzy
too.
Buns.
Wow, I just can't. Oh my
Goes into
gosh.
Jizzy Buns, buys a Jizzy Bun,
Yeah.
and then is on the the
Whoa,
train
whoa.
in Atlanta.
He was ready though.
That's true.
We got to
Under
make.
the spigot.
Yeah, he was ready to. He asked
the hot pour bun,
Yeah.
where you just eat a regular bun and then they pour
Yeah, the syrup.
the syrup in
He
your mouth.
wanted the whole shebang of the Jizzy Buns. I mean, he was
I mean, he
pretty
didn't
much going to
say-
devour that entire kiosk.
He didn't say he wasn't going to do that, but
Yeah,
she
he
said
was
that, and there was
considering
this
it.
moment of,
Well, I just love
was-
it.
I
It's
think
another
it
play
just-
on
Is that a real
I love
thing?
the play on words. I mean, it's Motel 86. It's Jizzy Buns.
Yeah.
He's had this throughout the whole season.
Oh, yeah.
all the seasons, and it's just great because it just makes you realize how ridiculous
yeah.
the real product is in every airport, even though they're delicious.
There's a lot of ridiculousness in this show. Like, if you really go back, there's like a dead guy in the background.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like throughout seasons, including like 2 or 3 weeks ago, where there was just a dead guy in the
and
background.
then last year was like in the park. Like he was with his daughter on a park bench, and there's just a dead guy behind him.
That's the
He's
dead
so
guy.
good. Not to go on a tangent because I know it's
Do
kind
it.
of jumping
Go.
around, but he's
Let it
so
roll.
good at getting the real, just things that are just so real in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end, I know I'm jumping, but like when he buys a new suitcase, and it's like you have to just take off all the stupid plastic and tags. He's so good at capturing just the ridiculous, monotonous bullcrap in life, but making it funny. Yeah. And it's great. Like, it's really good.
And to piggyback that, every single scene I feel Louis is eating something. I mean, food. I mean, he's eating a burger.
We do like to see Louis eat.
He eats his jizzy bun. At the end with the luggage, he has an ice cream cone. He is always eating. Which, I mean, no, that's just, he enjoys food. He enjoys fast food. He enjoys food.
It's also his drug, because you never see him drink, never see him smoke, but like his drug is always food. And he's talked about that in his comedy too.
But
so
that's
funny.
all of our drug. That's my drug, guys.
Sure, I do like
I'm going to get my fix after I get out of here.
It's true, though. Every show, we have talked about food because he has food centered in the show. And I'm always hungry when I leave here.
The food jump cut. I have one more week, and then
The food cut.
I'll absolutely not make a food cut and put it on the internet, because that would be...
Weird.
That would be against copyright law.
That's true.
No one would do that. Have you guys flown into Atlanta?
It's huge, yeah.
It's a mess. It has its own subway.
I'm sure Monis has his own train, though, in Atlanta.
He's
got aisle seats. He's got his own transportation.
Gentlemen, it's all because of this shirt. What up?
The shirt just gets you everywhere in Atlanta Airport.
Yes, that's right.
But he's sitting there eating his jizzy bun, not sticky bun, not Cinnabon, a jizzy bun, and a group of people in burqas who are described later in the credits as Turkish. A group of Turkish women of various ages walk in.
There's a mom and her kids.
A mom and a bunch of kids, and then they get off at the next stop, and the one girl is stuck there, and the girl just like whimpers, never actually says words. He gets really confused, frazzled, takes the girl off the train, tries to find the girl's mom. The girl runs away,
but no one else helps.
That's the best part.
Has anyone else?
That was my favorite guy in the episode. The guy who was standing and didn't even make eye contact.
Yep.
I mean,
we've all been that guy.
Who hasn't done that?
We've all been that guy who just. Usually, I
don't want
my favorite actor in the series.
Wow, Michael Rappaport is gonna have words.
No,
with
Bob
you.
Kelly, then him. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
but no one else. Yeah, no one else wanted to help, man.
This is
the best.
This is why I keep headphones in, regardless of whether I'm listening to music.
Yes.
So at least I have an excuse to have eyes away.
Or act like your phone rings.
You're those two people. You heartless individual.
We're not.
Don't involve ourselves.
But what Louis
She's
did,
on the train. Someone will find her.
But what Louis
eventually.
did in this episode is what anyone does 1 in 8 times.
Yeah.
Those other 7 times, all of us.
I'm judging both of your characters, gentlemen. I'm judging you right now. Your ethics
I like
and your
Pamela,
values.
and she's great, and I like all the things that are just...
Do you want? I don't want to get involved in somebody else's kid, lost or not. Did the kid come up to you and say that they were lost? Though the kid just kind of may or may not have been lost.
Yeah.
Well,
it was all for naught anyway. Because
it was all for naught
because
the kid just ran away.
Yeah, and I love he even captured the realness of a phone call. Like, just like can't understand. The person really doesn't care what you're saying on the other end. It's like, oh yeah, and the kid's gone, and that's it. That's the end of that
Where
story.
It's like, well, what else can I do?
It's great.
And I also love the self-centeredness of it all. It's like, that's usually what you tell security about.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna commit to helping this problem, your next step is, hey, there was a little girl on the train who got separated from the rest of her party.
Yeah.
I tried to help her. She ran away.
Yeah.
You should probably check your tapes.
Yeah.
And find this little girl.
Yeah.
By the way, where's my bag?
Yeah, where's my luggage?
Because we fast forward to him getting ready to get on his plane to Charlotte, and he realizes he left his luggage in the train. Something I called 10 minutes earlier. Had he just traveled with me,
I was just paying attention to the jizzy bun.
Yeah, you were still all up on the jizzy bun.
Yeah.
And
I'm trying to come back to that.
That's great.
And then he asks the security guard, what do I left my luggage unattended, what do I do? And the security guy's like, well, any unattended luggage we just we like make explode.
Oh yeah, they say luggage, and then the PA says luggage is confiscated and destroyed.
Do they really do that?
Yes. No. Maybe?
No,
I think so.
Well, it's just the embellishment of how they repeat that over and over at airports. How like unattended baggage will be confiscated, but I love how it's destroyed.
Yeah, destroyed.
Well, actually, I guess they don't.
It's great. Yeah,
they don't say that. They say report it.
Yeah, it's
report
great.
it to us and And what I found funniest was then he winds up on the cart. They drive him out to where they're about to destroy.
Yeah, it's great.
What's his bag? Guys, it's his bag. Like
hazmat suit.
Like 2 dudes in a hazmat suit pulling it out.
And he has binoculars, so that's probably seen from over a couple football fields away, probably.
Another great guy in the episode. The security guard.
The security guard.
He was just great. Like, I'm walking as fast as you want me to. And he's like, "Is that it? Can you be sure?"
I didn't lose your bag, bro.
And then he ends up being the coolest guy in the airport.
Oh, that guy was so cool.
Just drives him up to the airline.
Now,
It's
guys,
like, it was like he was the man of the entire airport.
now, guys, how do we value our bags? Because I personally, in Louis' situation, I would risk that being a bomb. Because the coincidence would be too high, that it's like a bag that looks like mine that was unattended today, it's probably my bag. I'll take that risk that it's actually a bomb. You guys.
If I'm making good enough money as a stand-up and I dress the way Louis does,
Fair
I don't
enough.
take the bag.
Fair enough.
Absolutely. I mean, at that point, you lose the bag. You lose the bag. Just buy, which he eventually does.
Which is another great scene.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The jeans, throw it like you're buying milk.
Okay,
Right.
so I'm all alone on
No,
this.
you're the only one.
Yeah.
I will risk bodily harm. I like my clothes. I will risk bodily harm.
Depends, I guess, what I traveled for. But, he...
Well, and usually my carry-on bag is like a laptop and an
then you're in
iPod
trouble.
and like...
Yes, then you're in trouble. Then I would definitely go for it.
Yeah, I also wouldn't lose
Just
that.
ensure your electronics and you're good and file a claim. Boom. Check in the mail. That's right.
What?
Yeah.
We just got a life hack tip from Monis.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about.
And that's how we end the show. He buys new luggage, and he's on the road again next week. The Road, Part 2. It's the season finale.
Wait.
Oh, what did we miss?
This whole time we have this music has always been a variety of this
music.
entire scene. This time we get this like blues riff grunginess, and it almost we get like this kind of kazoo muffled voice in the background, and it goes from almost like a Black Keys style to White Stripes, and then to some kind of kid-like orgasm, yelling.
Wow, what?
Yeah, like finishing it off at the end of the
Monis is,
scene.
I'm
this
seeing
muffled. Yeah.
Flashback.
I mean, just
Yeah.
no judgment.
Jay-Z buns.
Do not judge here.
Yeah, all right.
Do
There-
not
this is a
judge.
no- this is
Even
a no
though he
judgment
already
zone.
judged you on your character, does not mean you can do that to
fine.
me. Okay.
It's cool if Monis judges us. We can't judge
Yes.
Monis.
Thank you. But anyway, the music stellar this time
Yes.
around, and he kept it simple. And it actually did evolve as the entire episode.
Uh-huh.
And TuneFind does not have that track, or I would be promoting it right now.
We'll find it. I
We
was
will
going to
find
Shazam
and-
it, but it'll happen.
We'll get there. So this is fun. We have
Yeah,
one more
one more
left.
week.
Hopefully Blake will come back. What did you say to her last week, Monis?
I spoiled it for her. Yeah, I'm that guy. That's right. I'm that Game of Thrones, Doctor Who.
Oh, God.
I'm that True Detective spoiler. I'm that
She's-
Mad Men spoiler.
She said
I
she
am-
hasn't seen
boom.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Did you tell her all of
Oh
it?
yeah, spoiler alert, boom.
Guys, I don't know if we're going to
Me.
get Blake back.
Me.
We're getting
He
her back. I
dies,
just saw her
they
on
all
Tuesday.
die.
Okay.
They're all dead.
She doesn't want to miss the finale.
Okay.
I think she's all in.
So Blake is back next week in spite of Monis
yeah,
spoiling
shout
Sons
out
of Anarchy
to
for her.
she's Blake V on Twitter and all that. So she
Yeah,
can
check
follow.
her out. She's awesome.
Speaking of the shout-outs, Monis, where can the people find you on the
You can
Twitter?
find
In the
me-
studio right now.
Yeah, besides in the studio, thank you very much for that, my friend. You can find me on Twitter at Rest Fiction. That stands for restaurantfiction.com. Check that out. Also on iTunes, Restaurant Fiction. I think you'll find some really awesome material on there for the movie and TV fans out there.
You can find me at Gilkerson Radio on Twitter. I host this show, the iZombie After Show on Tuesdays, and also the Ultimate Fighter on Thursdays.
Those
So
are awesome shows,
check 'em
guys.
out. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And you guys can find me at Steve Kaufmann. That's KAUFMANN. I do this show, and in 1 week from this Sunday, I'll be doing the Elimination Chamber for WWE.
Nice.
I'm very excited about
IC
that.
title on the line.
IC title in the Elimination Chamber,
Yeah.
also Tag Team Elimination Chamber.
Nice.
Lots of good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Later.
Peace.
We gotta have a good
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Bag you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.